Hi, I'm Rosie from Made in Chelsea and we're here in the Pose studio today. I've got the amazing Lauren who's going to help me with a bronzed makeup tutorial.
One of my favourite looks at the moment is that really beautiful bronze goddess kind of golden skin, and I think it can work well on all different skin types, and someone really fair like yourself, someone with a much deeper, darker skin tone.
I think it's just a great way of getting that summer glow and that
Definitely.
just healthy look.
Yeah, it makes you feel like ready for summer and ready to go on holiday. For now, we're going to have a go with the Clarins bronzer on you, and I'm going to apply that with this NARS sculpting brush. What sort of brush do you normally apply your bronzer with?
With the brush slightly similar, or sometimes I'll use just a round brush and just put like a general, just a very light bronze all over.
Yeah, that's
and then
so beautiful.
Either a little bit of bronze on the cheeks or maybe some pinky.
Yeah, I think that like those pinky peachy tones but sell well with bronzer. But what I'm going to do for now is just take these two kind of medium shades here. And I think it's really important when using bronzer not to have too much product on the brush. So I'm really going to take it off on the back of my hand and just gently swirl it onto the skin like this. And I think by swirling it on there you get a really soft diffused look. So then I'm just going to take it through the forehead here just to enhance the look a bit further, and just down the centre of the nose. So because Rosie's got a more oval shaped face, I like to hit the bronzer just across the top of the cheeks here. It's also where the sun hits naturally, so it makes sense. And a little bit through the forehead just to kind of help with that bronzy sun-kissed glow. And down the centre of the nose and on the chin is really pretty. Have you ever heard of that sort of technique of a three shade when putting on bronzer? Yeah. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of it, just because I think that putting bronzer along the jawline sort of highlights it, and I wouldn't really want to pull someone's jawline out a little bit. I like to keep bronzer kind of in the upper perimeters of the face. I think it's a lot softer and a lot prettier. That being said, I do really like the idea of putting bronzer on the neck just to warm that whole area up, because quite often the neck can be a bit fairer. And this brush is amazing for that. It's really nice and soft, and it's very, very large. It's also a really good one for on the go because it's retractable, so you can pull it up like that. Okay. So just a light swirl of this in all of it. Again, take it off on the back of your hand, and then just pull it down the neck a little bit like that. And it just adds a little bit more warmth and can stop that sort of slightly fairer neck thing. I think given that this is a little bit more of a bronzy look, it's nice to pick a slightly peachier blush. Yeah. So I take a little bit on my hand like this, take some off on the back of my hand, and then just gently pat it onto the top of the cheeks. And I really like a powder highlighter for in the summer because it lasts really well on the skin. And I really like applying it with this highlighter brush because it's just small enough. Yeah. But you're not going to be messing around for ages with a tiny little brush. So I just take a tiny little bit of the product just on that one side of the brush. Again, I like to take it off on the back of my hand just to make sure you're not overloading your face. Just gently sweep that across the top of the cheeks. And you can see how it really picks up on the light and really accentuates Rosie's cheekbones. I also really like to put a tiny little bit of highlighter just on the tip of the nose, but I mean really, really softly. So just a tiny little bit there, and then another little bit just across the top of the lip. So I love this metallic eyeshadow, and I just take a tiny little bit on the back of my hand, and then I just apply it with a finger to the lid. You don't need very much, a little bit goes a long way. Sometimes I like to apply it with one finger and then take a clean finger and then just use that to soften out the edges a little bit. And I think if you pair that then with a little bit of bronzer, so the same bronzer that we used on your cheeks through the socket line, I think it'll work really well. And I'm just going to take these two shades here, which are the ones we used on your cheeks. Just add a little bit to the brush. Again, take it off on the back of my hand so we don't put too much on. And then I'm going to put it through your socket line, so just through here. And that really ties together the bronzer on your cheeks with your eyes and gives a really nice monochromatic look to the makeup. Just a swipe of clear lip balm. I think we've completed this look perfectly, and now I'm going to let Rosie have a look.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah?
Such a nice, healthy summer glow.
Yeah, I think that I've shown you by picking the right tones of bronzer, how you can accentuate the features that you already have. And I think that subtle use of highlighter across the top of your cheekbones has been really successful. I think my favorite part though is that bronzy eye with a little bit of bronzer through the socket line. I think it makes your eyes look so blue and really makes them pop. And I think we've shown the people at home as well, with just a few products and a couple of steps, how they can recreate the bronze goddess look at home.
See you next week for more beauty and makeup tips.